Welcome to another video. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about a topic that I think is very, very important. Well, most topics that you are going to see on this channel is very important, but I think it's often neglected. And that topic, as you see in the title, is going to be recovery. So why is recovery important? I think oftentimes people focus on too much on how much should I train? What's my volume should it look like? How many miles should I be running? At the end of the day, regardless of what the workout is, if you're not recovering enough, are you really putting yourself in an opportunity or an environment for you to, keep making progress in whatever that fitness journey or fitness goal that you have? In case you are new to the channel and this is your first time seeing this channel, seeing this video because got recommended to you. And speaking of being recommended to you, if you are new to the channel, give this video a like already because I know you're gonna love it. And if you're new to the channel, stay for a while, subscribe. I'm a 220-pound bodybuilder, former world champion bodybuilder, done 20 plus shows, won 16 overall shows, not placed, 16 overall shows, and now I just transitioned into the hybrid space in the last 3 years. And I'm currently training for my first 100-mile race. I've done multiple half marathons. I've done 2 half marathons, 2 full marathons. Ran my first 50-mile this year in March, and now we are gearing up to run our first 100-mile race. I'm saying all that to say I won't be at this point if I'm not prioritizing my recovery enough. So I thought in today's video, I'll cover a few things that I've been doing that I recommend for you that you can apply so you can continue to see improvement on your fitness goals. Give you guys a little more context as far as what my training has been looking like so you can understand how important recovery is. So last week was one of my biggest mileage so far in this training block. We covered 52 miles, and that 52 miles ended up with a 20-mile run, which you guys should have seen in the last video. I ran in Chicago with 12 miles of those in the rain, and this week is another peak mileage week for me. By the time I finish this run that I'm gearing up for, we got a 20-mile run on deck, and that should put me around 65 miles for the week. Yesterday I did a 15-mile run, and today we are doing a 20-mile run. Sometimes when you look at training, maybe you got some of you guys can relate to this. When you look at your training and you thought your training said something and you look again like, oh crap. So yesterday I look at my training, I'm like, oh, I got 15 miles on deck. That's what I got today. And I double check again. I'm like, oh, coach made an adjustment. I got 20 miles on deck. So, but hey, we here. That's why recovery is very important. So after the run yesterday and I saw that, I make sure I spent tons of time, doing the things I'm about to share with you guys right now. Oh, by the way, at the end of this video, we got something pretty cool that I'm going to share with you guys. We're going to a certain place that I'm super, super excited to go to for a while now because I've been promising the owner of that facility that I'll be here. I'll come hang out. I'll come check out the space. So let's just get the most important piece out of the way real quick. The most important part of recovery, I don't care how, the ice bath, I don't care the saunas, I don't care whatever you do. The biggest and the most important part of recovery comes down to nutrition. If you're not prioritizing nutrition, you might as well you can do all the cold therapy that you need, you can do all the sauna that you need. You're just not going to get fully recovered. And as soon as I finished my run yesterday, the first thing I did was nutrition. I prioritized nutrition, not just any nutrition, not just calories, because that's something I used to do in the past. I was the type of guy that used to run 12 miles, and because I expended 2,000 calories, let me just go eat crappy food and pull that calories back in. And I felt like shit. My recovery was shit. But once I start to prioritize, quality food, like high quality food, high quality protein, and instead of the processed food or pizza, trying to build a machine and you're trying to fuel that machine with crappy fuel, of course it's not going to run well. And I definitely noticed that in my recovery. I noticed that in my performance. Prioritizing nutrition at the bottom of your pyramid scale is the most important part. I just talk about quality nutrition, and I'm showing you guys Uncrustables right here. But in case you're not familiar with the ultramarathon space, the challenges when it comes to ultramarathon is you're trying to get as much calories in as possible every hour as you go through that race. So that's why we use an Uncrustable, just because one of these Uncrustables alone has 210 calories, 9 grams of fats, 20 grams of carbs, and 6 grams of protein. So I've been testing this out because on ultramarathon race day, that's not the opportunity. That's not the perfect time. That's not the time to be testing out nutrition. Make sure you dial your nutrition and you know exactly what you are going to be consuming. So opportunities like this on longer run is a good opportunity for me to try out a lot of nutrition. And I've been trying Uncrustables in the last couple of weeks, and they've been sitting well in my stomach. When the run is over and it's time for me to recover, I am going to prioritize quality of the nutrition as opposed to eating something like Uncrustables. But for this 20-mile run today, the first thing I did this morning was I had a cinnamon swirl bread with peanut butter on it, with salt, honey, banana. That's my go-to. It sits well in my stomach. And I wash that down with G1M Sport. 40 grams of carbs, and each scoop has 500 milligrams of sodium. And I also put a scoop of the Switchback electrolyte. This is the new flavor that I'm doing. This is the limeade flavor. This flavor is amazing. I mentioned in my previous video that I am officially partnering up with a Switchback electrolyte, and they are becoming my official sponsor for my 100-mile race. Which one do you prefer? I think most people are typically Camp Blue instead of Frosty. Trying some Cliff Blocks. Anyway, without further ado, I'm going to stretch real quick, stop stalling because I stalled in this long runs, and get after this long run. And we're going to cover another big important part that you need to consider when it comes to recovery. We just finished the run, finished in total 18 miles. I was not able to do 20 miles just because my adductor started to flare up a little bit. That's why we added mileage on top of what we had today, just to cover what we missed to get the total mileage for the week. First run was I said first run because I accidentally stopped my watch when I was trying to grab a drink. The first one was 7.2 miles, and we just finished 10.78 miles. If you do that total, that's like 18 miles together. One thing I want to encourage you, by the way, also is anytime you do any run, if you do 2 miles, be proud of that. Don't try to justify that, or don't try to undermine your accomplishment by just saying, oh, I only did 2 miles. It's not like your 18 miles. Like, no, don't undersell what you just accomplished. Own up to that. Own that 2 miles. 2 miles is better than nothing. You could be sitting on the couch and not doing shit at all, but be proud of that. I am gonna go get some recovery done. I'm gonna take you with me because I think it's a special place.
Follow his lead, repeat after me. I know they lurking, this serpent is circling, but I never worry, cause he got the keys. He let it bleed, never put me on the freeze. Just look how he spit it to me. It'll be out of right after I seek. You can't make the promise unless you the king. Jay with a baby, I am what he made me. No, you cannot shame me, so it's for the birds. Buy full price, you ain't know what it's worth. He not letting go like it's grandmama purse. Rolling with heavy, he feeling kinda discouraged, cause he feeling down in the dirt. I told him heavy, you only need faith, cause yes, you already did all the work. Life or death, this life is best. I'd rather see the vision complete instead of the speed to find regret. You gotta breathe so you can be free, so you never need the ice and checks. This be my plea, I lost my debt.
All right, so that is an awesome spot, a dope spot, pun intended, because the place is called Dope, owned by the homie Matt Vincent. If you don't know who Matt Vincent is world champion Island Games winner, and he owns a spot here in St. Louis where on Sundays it brings the people together where you can sauna, you can cold tub, you can work out. It doesn't matter who you are, sign a waiver, you get a workout in, open to the public without a single dime. So that's a dope spot. Super refreshing after running in the heat, and just to sit down for about 3 minutes in a cold tub was refreshing. Immediately my legs felt better. And before you ask, I know this question will be asked quite often, is what about muscle loss? Because I think that's one of the biggest and most common questions that I typically get lately. What about cold tub? What about muscle loss? If you care about building muscles, shouldn't you stay away from cold tub? Personally right now, the way I will answer that question is depends on your goal. My current priority right now is recovering enough so I can go my runs in. Not necessarily focusing on trying to build as much lean tissue mass as possible. Of course I want to build lean tissue mass, but it's not on the top of my priority. I'd rather sacrifice a couple of opportunity to build lean tissue mass over prioritize recovery in that position. But if you're somebody that interested in cold tub, is strength training, of course the literature said if you care about hypertrophy gain, you shouldn't be doing cold tub. But if you want to do it, you just need to space it out. And what I'll recommend for you is make sure you're spacing that out, let's say anywhere between maybe 6 to 8 hours from the time that you work out. And I believe that's going to give you the opportunity not to lose as much muscle mass if you are interested in using cold tub. So to wrap this video up for you guys when it comes to recovery, the number one thing that you need to consider when it comes to the pyramid of recovery, on the baseline, like I mentioned, is going to be nutrition. And the second one is going to be your training. How are you adapting your training to the level of your recovery? This is where you can bridge the gap between going to the gym and just going full send, instead of being on a proper training program that's going to give you the opportunity to adapt to your training program at a slow and steady pace. Imagine if you haven't ran for a while and you showed up for the first time and you just went ahead and did 16, 17 miles, you are going to wreck yourself yourself. The same equivalent goes when it comes to strength gain. When you show up to the gym for the first time, you just go full send and you worry about being sore. Showing up to the gym the next day, you cannot match the performance that you were training, or the level of intensity. And when you have maximized your nutrition and you structure your training program properly, then you can add the cold tubs, then you can add the compression boots, then you can add the foam roller, the cryo, and all the modality that can give you that extra 2 to 3% in a position where you are recovering faster, so you can improve your performance in the gym or improving on your run. So hopefully that video is very helpful for you guys. I'm curious to know in the comments, let me know what are some recovery modality that you found that's very helpful for you in making sure you show up to the gym and match the previous performance and keep your gains coming. That is the end of this video. If you stuck around and watched the video to the end, I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. And like I said, if you are new to the channel, make sure you give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, because we are going to be coming up with newer episodes every time, covering different training elements as we get closer to our first 100-mile race. This is samokunola, Fit, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.